Hi guys, I'm Woodcraft Hamster and I thought I would do just another quick test run with this camera. This is my new Sony HX80 and I now have my high capacity SDXC card which allows me to use kind of the highest quality video mode, which I couldn't do before, and I just want to get an idea of how that's going to work in this space here, which is primarily what I want to use it for. But what I'm also going to do is kind of do a couple of other shots in other areas, outdoors, indoors, just to kind of make sure that the quality is where I want it to be, which hopefully it will be. So as I say guys, what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut from this in just a second. I'm due to pop out later today to visit some relatives, so I'm going to do a little bit of filming out in their garden because it looks a lot nicer than mine, even in this sort of grey, gloomy, overcast British weather that we've got, just to see how the quality on this picks up. So hold fire, and what I'll do is I'll cut into those clips in just a second. So the first thing I've noticed here guys is that outdoors in natural daylight the quality is absolutely 100% better. You know, this is just me looking around one of my relatives' gardens. This is me having a look at, they've got a nice little pond in there. You know, the zoom function, you know, really holds the focus well. You know, no issues there, and I think really what this is saying to me now, certainly compared to the bit of footage you saw just a second ago in my workshop, is that I just don't have enough light in there. So I may have a look at another lighting source. I'm not sure yet. Maybe I'll use my other camera in the workshop and just this one for when I'm out and about, mainly because of its portability. But you know, really crisp, good focus outside, and this next tiny little clip is just kind of an indoor shot, but you know, of a really brightly lit fireplace, and that's also turned out really well. So there you go guys, just a few more thoughts on this camera. Now we're obviously back inside, I'm in my little study. I've got a little bit of extra lighting just coming up on this side just to see how that improves it, because it's the kind of thing that I would probably use in my workshop if I decide to go down another lighting route. And I mean, looking on this screen here, this looks relatively good. I don't know how it's going to work when I get it up onto the PC here. So you know, time will tell, but that's really my sort of first initial thoughts after playing around with this camera for a couple of weeks. It's really good in natural daylight, it's really good in brightly lit areas, but places like my workshop, which is obviously where I do a lot of my filming, it's not quite as good as the camera I had previously. You know, they're both kind of point and shoot, and I was expecting similar results, and even with the higher quality 1080p video that I'm recording this in now, the workshop really didn't pick up as well. And don't get me wrong, my old camera did struggle with kind of lower light, but not quite as badly as in my workshop as this one, so I'm not really sure why that is. If anyone's familiar with Sony cameras and has any ideas onto what I maybe can do to improve that, there's some settings I'm not thinking of. I'm pretty sure I've got this in sort of standard, you know, point and shoot movie mode. I've not done any settings or anything like that. But yeah, be really interested to know. But really what I want guys is your feedback on this video. I want to know what your thoughts are on each of the, or any of the stages that you've seen. Obviously the workshop, in my opinion, looking at it on the big screen here, is a little bit grainy. All of the other videos, bar this one because I haven't seen this on the big screen yet, looked really good, really clear, really crisp. And I think this is definitely the camera that will be coming out and about with me when I do that. You know, if I'm going out to the woods or I'm going anywhere else where I'm going to be recording a bit of video footage, that's what I'm going to be using it for. And also, you know, it'd be interesting to know if you guys would like to see anything slightly different. So obviously I'm going to carry on doing my my woodcraft because that's what I do, that's my passion, that's what I enjoy. I'm going to carry on going outdoors, you know, going into the woodland, collecting wood, fire lighting, all that kind of thing. But you know, I'm also thinking maybe, you know, do I branch out and start doing kind of other things? You know, would you guys be interested in seeing me kind of taking the camera to other places, showing other interests that I've got, that kind of thing? Just really curious to know if that's something that would interest you. So I hope it was useful. Please do leave comments down below, whether it's about this camera and you're familiar with it, or whether you use a Sony camera elsewhere and you know how to get the best out of sort of low light video footage. And my main reason being is I've seen a lot of footage online, a lot of footage on YouTube of this particular camera, and in low light settings it seems to do a lot better than what I'm able to get, and that's mostly, I suspect, down to user error. But I'd be really curious to know if anyone's got any hints or tips. I've tried googling it, there doesn't seem to be a great deal of information out there, so yeah, just really interested to hear your thoughts. So I hope it was useful, guys, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.